Hey everyone, Sean and Amber from the Mystic Tree Temple, and today I'm going to show you how to make a witch's ladder. So a witch's ladder is another tool that you're using in your spell work. You're focusing your intentions into the knots. Each knot has its own incantation that you say while you're tying it. So I'm going to show you this example. This is your basic witch's ladder, and this is the one I'm going to show you today. Alright, so all you're going to need is some type of cord. It doesn't really matter the thickness of it. You're just going to need to start with 3 strands. You can do any number of strands as long as it's multiple of 3. So 3 strands, 6 strands, 9 strands, 12 strands. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. So what I do is I take it and stretch it out to about my shoulder, and I already cut this first one. So I'll cut this second one here. Grab it by the end, take it out to my shoulder. That anymore. Now I have my 3 strands. I'm going to just line them up, stretch them all out so there's no slack in them. Alright, so we're going to start at the top. We're going to tie our first knot, and while we're tying this one, we're going to say, by knot of 1, the spell has begun. So we just tie our first one here. And you're focusing your intention into this knot. Alright? So then you come down to the bottom here. Alright. Tie your second knot into the bottom. By knot of 2, it cometh true. Alright. So now you have your knots at the top and the bottom. Your next one is going to be in the center. Looks like my center. Right, by knot of 3, so mote it be. Alright, you're coming back up to the top. By knot of 4, power I store. You're just putting this knot between the middle one and the first one. Okay, going back down to the bottom. By knot of 5, the spell is alive. Come back to the top. Put it between these 2 here. By knot of 6, spell I fix. To the top, in between these 2, by knot of 7, events I 11. Alright, so right now it should look like this. out of 8, it will be fate. Come back to this one here. By knot of 9, what's done is mine. And there you have a finished witch's ladder. So there's different variations of this. You can add pretty much anything you want into these knots. So if you're doing, let's say, a prosperity spell, you can put coins in these knots, you can change the cord color to green, anything associated with it you can attach into these. People put feathers, people put herbs, crystals, you name it, it goes into a witch's ladder. This is the most basic form. A lot of people just like it because it's so simple and it's real easy to make. I usually do this one most of the time unless I really need to just, push some extra into it. But that's it. Also, I'm going to show you today what I call as pagan prayer beads. So with a lot of spells, you're saying an incantation more than once. You're saying it like multiples of 3. Sometimes it's hard to remember, especially if you're saying it a lot of times. These are just like a helper. As you see, they're in multiples of 3, and then you have a spacer bead. So you say your incantation 1, 2, and 3. There's your spacer. You say the next incantation 1, 2, and 3. It just helps you keep track of them. These are really simple to make, and we'll show you how to make them in the next video. If you guys liked it, the video, and hit the subscribe button, like button. We'll put a link to our Facebook group into the description. Thanks, guys.